T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah, shot! Fight!
Yo, how you girl? It's Leah the Sham, rep nonetheless, and welcome to Combox with Shan. It's a bit of a poorly Shan, so Shan will not be on cam, just kicking back. But we are in the motherfucking Bill Dizzy. I'm going from my phone, like from the comforts of the kind of like bed, to be fair. So this is the weekly wrap up Shiggity show. So I can't even, it doesn't give you the members only list on here, so sorry, I shall call you out and make it up to you trusty members in the next couple of days. Let me get the banner up, and let me see, where's this banner? She is I and I am her. Oh, hope you guys have had a great day. And you are in the best of spirits. We are gonna chop it up about the fights. Well, I just saw one fight at the weekend, and man, oh man. Okay, we got some stuff to talk about. So let me just create this banner, and we're gonna talk about what we saw, won't we, at the weekend. Let me just edit this one and get this off. Okay, so we'll use that. So the name of the show, oh god, I can't even see. Okay, so Jaime Munguia is the real Mexican monster. Mexican monster. Canelo Alvarez. I think I had it. I can't see it on there. I don't know why they don't allow you to. Canelo. Oh yeah, Ducks. Benavides. Does he? And it's the weekly wrap up Shiggly show. Weekly wrap up show. Okay, don't save that, and then kaboom. There we go. So, okay, I'm introducing, introducing, introducing. They're the old croak. Introducing the fight, man. Yeah. What up, Lee? Hang on, you're muted. Are you muted, Lee?
Yeah, sorry. Hey, Shan, hope you're feeling better soon.
Oh, thank you. Thanks a lot. Don't worry, we're plodding on. You know me, plodding. I thought instead of this, like pulling the show and be like, just do it. Do it off the phone, innit? And have everybody else do my hard work. No, I'm joking. Lee, yeah, the show must go on. No business like show business. So let's chop it up. Oh yeah, no Kenny Ken today because he's doing his Arsenal duties. Arsenal duties come first and foremost. So shouts out to you, Kenny Ken.
I think they're playing at the moment, I think.
Are they playing now?
I think so. Or almost finished, or have just finished recently.
Who they playing? Who was they playing?
Nottingham Forest. I think it was 2-1 up towards the end, but I don't know.
Oh, okay.
How it
2-1,
ended.
2-1 with Nottingham Forest.
No, 2-1 up to Arsenal. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
Oh, because Kenny Ken would Kenny Ken would be on suicide watch for that. I tell you, he would not be happy if he was losing to Nottingham Forest. Let me put this in the chat as well. So Lee, did you see the fight?
No, I only saw the highlights. Yeah,
Oh
last week, crazy
God,
week. I did so many hours, so I
yeah,
haven't had a chance to.
you got to see the fight, man.
But he likes to join the Ryder fight. They're always nice, and he comes in as his mini gorilla, goes in, and yeah, John
yeah,
Ryder. I always like John Ryder fights. I always enjoy them.
yeah. So it was a good fight, but my prediction was the truth. I said it would be a Munguia knockout between 8th and the 10th. So, and he got knocked out in the 9th. I
Well,
just knew.
sorry, Shan. I thought because Canelo couldn't knock him out, I thought he would have done the distance.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought
yeah,
when Munguia would have done it on points. I thought I wasn't expecting a knockout, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. I thought I don't know. I was see with Ryder, he likes to he's a glutton for punishment, isn't he? Because he's got heart and he's got the greatest of will. But I knew he's gonna, he's not a mover, and he's gonna want to trade with the bigger lads. It's just not gonna fare well. I just thought, nah, you got to be able to move against Jaime Munguia, like as you saw, like Devryanchenko. Got to hit him at some mad angles, push him backwards, and yeah, Ryder. If you Ryder does have power, but I mean, I just knew he's not going to be the bigger lad, and his style, he just wants to trade. So I just thought, yeah, Jaime's just gonna the younger guy. Jaime's 27, Ryder's 36. Ryder's just come off the Canelo fight. Well, Canelo did tenderize his beef. No pun intended, but did tenderize him, and had him just all right, just for old Munguia just to finish him off. And when I saw him, I said it, he's going to touch canvas. But I thought maybe Munguia may get knocked on his ass, but get up. But Munguia just, he is hittable. He's a hittable guy. But yeah, and that was it. All she wrote. When I saw Ryder on the floor for the first one in round 4. He was down twice in round 4, wasn't he? Twice in. Okay, so he was down twice in round 4, and I think twice in round 9.
Do you think it's tough for boxers after they face Canelo, getting a career high payday, to keep their motivation up and just maintain the high level of performance? Because, like I said, going from the highlights, he definitely looked like he performed better against Canelo than he did against Munguia. So I was just wondering whether, once the bank balance looks a bit comfortable, do they lose a little bit of drive to give it the extra training that's needed to, throughout the whole camp to
No,
the better performances? Or do you think it
not
was for the styles?
no. That's applicable to, I think, certain fighters, but I don't think that's applicable to Ryder. Ryder always gives it his all. I just think it was. I think it's the styles, and it's also Ryder and Canelo. Ryder looks like he's Canelo's brother. Ryder and Canelo I think Ryder's a tad bit taller than Canelo by about maybe an inch or two, but they're the same kind of build, same kind of height, same kind of build. So it's easier to probably take hits from someone of your same kind of dimensions sometimes, whereas and there's similar age. I mean, Canelo's 33, Ryder's 35. It's just a lot. There's just too many differences. With Jaime Munguia's like 6 foot, he's 27, he's got a longer reach. You know, there's just lots of different things that, it's lots of different things. Canelo and Ryder's got similar, same reach. Like I said, same age, same height, same build. It's a different type of fight for Ryder. That's why he was able to go the distance. But Munguia, Munguia, I just knew he's going to knock him on his ass. And he did, man. But I didn't think so soon, though. God, yeah, it was bad. Lee, I need you to watch the fight so you can see it in its entirety, because it was a really good fight. It was a really good fight. But yeah. I felt bad for Ryder because he was like, yeah, I'll probably retire. We haven't heard from him since the fight, but he did say he would possibly retire if he lost. But let me just remind you where we at. We at the weekly wrap up. Shiggity, shiggity, shiggity. That's right, we're in the building. Yeah, we're a weekly wrap-up show, joined by fight fan figures and little old me, Lady C. Hang on, let me get introducing, introducing, introducing. It's AJLJ, it's Alec. Ding, 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 ding.
What's good?
Kaboom. What up, AJLJ?
Good evening, my fellow Brits. How y'all doing?
What's happening? No.
Always good to share with you, AJ. Always good.
Sorry I'm late. Home appliance issues.
I can't see you. I can see you on my thing. You're not on the screen.
Oh, crap. Not again. Hold on.
It's on my screen.
It's this. He's on my phone, but he ain't on my telly. So that means you won't be on the telly. If you ain't on the telly one, Apple's different from Android. If you ain't on the Android, picture don't come up on the Android, you won't come up on playback.
Let me see.
I don't know why it does that. I hate that they've changed it every year, all the time. But I think there's a
so weird.
I think yours is to do with the browser that you're on, because mine used to do that. You got to come in via Chrome. If you come in via Chrome,
y'all don't see my son. I'll come right back. I'll be back. Hold on.
Julio.
Yeah.
So
loaded up the fight there, so it's on the screen in the background. But
however, so you can have a look at it. Yeah, have a look, and then you get to see what's up. It was a good fight, man. Really enjoyable fight. I'm introducing, introducing, introducing Electro Jet, ding 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 ding, and AJ. What up, Joe? AJ, you back, Jack? What up, Jack?
what's good?
How you doing, gorgeous?
I'm good, fine, thanks. Just a bit of a cold, so yes, I decided to do it from the confines of the bed on the phone.
I feel you. Trust me, I've been bedridden for the past couple weeks.
I know you did tell me that. I think you came on the show the other day and said it to us. Are you getting any better, or is it just still respite time?
No, I don't know, man. I'm still suffering, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was when I talked to you last.
Oh, good. At least that's that we got. Then we have to give that a round of applause for some kind of. Yeah. Come on, where's the round of applause? Didn't want to give you one, George.
So I'm assuming that you enjoyed this weekend's fights, because I had a great time with the fights this week.
I saw one fight this weekend, and that was just the main event. I didn't see any other bits.
Me too.
You should have seen the Collazo fight. The Collazo fight. That was amazing. That kid is badass. I'm sorry, man. That Puerto Rican kid is. I wish the lighter weights would get the kudos they deserve and the attention they deserve, because, man, that kid was bad. Wow. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Well, okay. So I just want to get you lot's takes on the AJ and then Jed on the Munguia. Absolutely. Is he the Mexican monster? How did you think? What did you think of his performance?
I thought that he had much improved over his fight with Deverenchenko for sure. He still has holes in his defense. He's not blocking punches with his face as much as he usually does. He had more head movement. He did have the high guard up, although Ryder was able to slip in the uppercut and the straight right through the guard. Not so much on the regular, but intermittently. Munguia definitely has improved, and he showed more strength in his punches, and I think there's people got to worry about him. A lot of people are going to have to worry about him at 168. Like the top person that's going to have to worry about him is the top people is going to be and Billy, Benavidez, and Morrell. These guys are all going to have to worry about this guy. They're going to have to face him, and I think he's much improved. There's still holes in his game, but nowhere near as bad. Plus, he's got that chin. He's just got an ironclad chin.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah. He's got a good chin, but he did get wobbled by Ryder, and he suffered a cut as well. But he did get wobbled a couple of those mid rounds by Ryder still. But Ryder hits hard, so it's not really surprising. AJLJ.
Yep. I caught the event a tad late. I think from the fourth round on. But my prediction was I did pick Jaime Munguia to win. Thought he won on points, but I just got the sense throughout the fight that a stoppage was coming. Just kind of got that sense. Man, that's eventually what happened, more or less. But I don't think he's a Mexican monster. If Canelo was next, I still would heavily favor Canelo to win. Makes a lot of mistakes still, even though he did look better. I think this is probably the best he's looked in a long time as I've ever seen him. I think him having Freddie Roach is a good thing. I noticed he's trying to box a little more, move a little more. But I just got the sense that maybe he got too into that in the fight. It was kind of just like unnecessarily like just moving around without really doing much. But I think that he's still got a lot more to prove in 168. I still think a lot of guys up there beat him. I think David Benavidez would beat him. I think David Morrell would beat him. Canelo would beat him. Probably Diego Pacheco would beat him. And Billy, I think he would beat him. I see it as a closer fight, but I'd give him Billy the edge based on his style. Pressure guy, big puncher. So I think he's got a lot more to prove. I'd have to see him take on another top guy at this weight class for me to be convinced that he's a serious threat.
Yeah.
But also I had to look at the rankings. He's number one in the WBO.
He's number one. Oh, God.
So he's set to be Canelo's next mandatory via the WBO.
God, is that how they've set him? What was he before then?
He was at 160 before, which he never even fought for a title there, which was insane.
So first fight, he did catch weight. The last fight, didn't he?
Let me see. I think the Jimmy Kelly fight was a catch weight fight, if I recall.
And what was Deverenchenko?
He was on 168 for that one. I think. Yeah. He had moved up to 168 for that. Yeah, because Deverenchenko moved up too. That was So
yeah. Okay, so he's only new to.
He's still relatively new. I think he's had probably 4 fights up here. So.
That's why I said. That's why I was saying that the fighters that are listed, they need to be concerned because they're going to have to face him. Will he beat him? Won't he beat him? The jury's still out on that one. I
think he beat Edgar Berlanga for what it's worth. I think he beat him.
I didn't even add Berlanga because Berlanga. You know how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Belanga is just not in the equation.
Like, what has he done ever since he signed the match? How many times has he fought there?
I mean, he could fight Jaime. He is in the equation. Why not make Jaime and Belanga? There's Jaime Belanga. There's Jaime Benavides. There's Jaime and Billy. There's Jaime Mal Charlo. There's or Mel Charlo. Whoever's going to stick at the yeah, which one of them's going staying where or what.
What about Caleb Plant?
Yeah, Munguia Plant Munguia,
Yeah.
whichever way you want to state it. There's many. I know it's not going to be Canelo next anyway, but yeah. So I mean, there's lots. He's got to start stepping himself. Step your game up. He's got to step his damn game up and his level of opponent up for real. So John Ryder is a good, decent scalp to have, and I guess
he was in the top 5, so that's pretty good. So
that's a good scalp to have, a durable geezer, and yeah, he kind of, in my opinion, he made light work of Ryder. For the most part, he did get in spats of, but yeah, I mean, Ryder only won like 2 rounds. To be fair.
Yeah, I gave round. I only gave Ryder 2 rounds, and it was round 3 and round 6. That was it.
Round 6 and 6.
I just can't help, but I just can't get out of my mind that he was coming off a tough, like a brutal beating against Canelo, a tough fight against him.
He's a tough lad, Ryder.
Yeah.
Ryder's a tough lad, mate. He's a tough lad. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, people's like, oh, how's Jaime the Mexican Monster? I'm not saying that he is. It's just a thing for the show. So we'd like to see the Mexican Monster versus the Mexican Monster, David Benavides. You got Benavides beating. You guys got Benavides beating Jaime.
I do.
Yes, I do.
Yep. I got him beating him, but I think it would be more by decision. I don't think Benavides would be able to knock out Jaime.
Yeah.
Well, as if the past year has taught us, everybody's chin could be cracked. That's what we thought about Joe Joyce, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, and that's what about John Ryder.
That's not fair, though.
Well, what's not fair about it?
I'm just capping.
Happened to John Ryder as well. You lot thought his chin couldn't crack. I knew it was going. Yeah.
I mean, I still haven't forgot about that Derevchenko fight. I mean, I'm telling you now, like that fifth round, that warranted a stoppage, honestly, because Sergey put it on him in that 5th round. Like he really did. I mean, you could argue the fight should have been waved off.
That was shocking. I was like
he was hurt, he was battered. Sergey was ragdolling him around in that 5th round, man. And if Sergey was the reverse happened, if Sergey was the fight would have been stopped, no doubt in my mind.
The only problem I see with that is that even though Jaime looked bad, right, in the 5th round, Jaime was still throwing punches. They were lackluster and like just to throw him out there, but he was still throwing punches. That's how come I wasn't mad that the ref didn't stop it. I don't think Jaime was in any serious danger. I mean, he got walloped.
Did you see the 5th round?
I saw the 5th round. He got walloped, but I don't think he was that dangerous.
Nah, he was in danger. He was in so much danger. He left his coach and went to Freddie Roach. What are you talking about?
Hello.
As long as he kept swinging, man. If you're going down swinging, I'm cool with it.
He was humiliated from that. He felt humiliated from that.
He was lucky to get he was lucky to get the decision, because if he hadn't dropped Sergey in the last round, then we can really argue that I think that's pretty much what got him the decision. Even still, I think there's an argument that Sergey still won despite that.
Yeah, it was boy, that was Jed, that was crazy. Jaime was getting pieced up. He shouldn't have been either. We didn't think Derevchenko.
I thought Sergey was past it. Like I wasn't giving him a shot
at all. But I mean, Freddie Roach is an offensive coach, offensive-minded coach. I mean, I saw some tweaks. I saw Jaime. He's fighting at mid-range, mid-long. He looks good using his long levers like that. He didn't rush in. He started off. He started off really fast. Jaime. He started off he pushed the gas straight away as the opening bell. I was like, whoa.
I tell you right now, I was completely surprised by the power that Munguia put on Ryder. I didn't think it was possible for him to hit that hard, because I thought that it would go the distance. It would be a decision, possibly a split decision. But I thought Jaime would win by decision. My wife, on the other hand, picked round 9.
I should
listen to her more.
How does she pick? Does your wife watch boxing? Is your wife?
Oh yeah, she watches boxing. She's getting all into it. She's a huge woman.
Pick round 9.
Now, how does she pick round 9?
She just said it. Round 9. I think Jaime's gonna take it round 9.
So the last time you was on the show, you said your wife picked the exact round then as well. Sorry, I call cap.
No. With Katie, I don't cap for her because it pisses me off. Because I try.
Get the fuck out of here, man. It's my 9.
I'm calling cap. It's 2 points.
Okay, you can call cap all you want. I have to argue with her, all right?
Came there 2 times and said the same thing, and then that she's picked it. She don't watch boxing. She watches boxing because you watch boxing, but all of a sudden she can pick the exact rounds.
I'll tell you, you know what she does? She picks it her own way, like with the Teofimo and Kambosos fight. She said that Kambosos is going to win that fight. No lie.
Why aren't you listening to her then? Without
I know I should be listening to her more, so I might actually make some damn money.
Your wife and son,
They are lost to me now.
the same pain sears both our hearts.
Brutality. Flawless victory.
You're getting real good with those, sweetheart.
Wait a minute, Jed. We can't go advocating for husbands to be listening to wives out here. I'm afraid. Sorry, I have to put a stop to that talk.
Yeah. Lee, you're next, love. You're next. So you be coming on saying no. My wife picked round 2. We were like, and it happened in round 2. We were looking at you, giving you the side eye, mate. We're like,
Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think Ryder kind of left it all in the Canelo fight?
Oh, Leon asked the same thing.
That's exactly what I asked.
I mean, because it seemed like he was more up for that than. I mean, I'm not saying he tried, and I think he might have been more up for the Canelo fight than up for this.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I've never. Ryder's not that type. That type of fighter. He didn't have to take the fight. He didn't have to take this fight. He's not that type of fighter. And there's fighters that are like that all day and twice on a Sunday, but Ryder's not that guy. Nah.
It's just a concern I had. I mean, yeah.
Look, he didn't go in there looking trash. Do you know what I mean? So
no, yeah.
So he did the best, but I mean, but maybe you could say that maybe, like I said.
I'm not saying that's the case. It's just something I'm just curious about. You know, I've been wondering, like, was he, so
tenderized the beef.
Yeah, right. You just now, Canelo tenderized him a bit, and now he was kind of like, I'm not saying he was damaged goods in this fight, but I'm just wondering.
Maybe dwindled. Yeah, maybe.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, because it's funny because this. I mean, I could name a couple of recent examples of how, three fighters all fought. So Demetrius Andrade and Liam Williams fought a guy named Melantez Fox, right? Demetrius beat him on points, and Liam Williams stopped him in 5 rounds. But what happened when Demetrius fought Liam Williams? He dropped him and decisioned him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. So, and I can several others, like Ricky Hatton, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao,
Anthony Yard, Kovalev, and then Canelo comes and pieces him up.
Yep. I mean, but even like Floyd Mayweather, Ricky Hatton, Manny Pacquiao knocked out Hatton in 2 rounds. Floyd did it in 10.
Yeah.
Floyd won an easy decision against Manny.
But maybe you can get. I believe sometimes if it's a war, if it's a war that you've had tender. But the only thing I probably would say no on is that he didn't feel that he was inspired or motivated by the fight.
Right. Right.
I think no, he's a game guy. I think he puts his all in it, but I think maybe the Canelo piece up.
It kind of like had lasting effects. Maybe some damage, a lot of damage he took. So
how long ago was that fight?
that was last May, so maybe 6-7 months ago, something like that.
Yeah. See, it weren't that long ago, you know.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, usually after a fight, like you probably need to take a whole year off. You know what I mean?
At least 8 months.
Yeah, something. So.
Yeah, and you've just ran right into.
Plus, he got his nose busted up as well in the fight too. Early this thing.
He's topping up his pension now, though, isn't he? He's making the money while he can. After the Canelo fight, he's hot property.
Yeah. How much he got for the Canelo fight? Probably a couple mil.
I think 3, if not more. So.
And then I don't know how much he would have got for this Munguia fight, but yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah, man, he's probably still had aches and pains doing in this fight, but he's
by the way, I've got a lot more to prove for me for him to be take him seriously at 168. Beat another top guy, then okay, then I'll start looking at you. So
yeah, who do you reckon? So guys, who do you reckon Jaime fights next? Jed, who would you like to see Jaime fight next? Leon, Jed, AJ.
I'd really like to see him fight. I'd like to see him either fight Morrell or Benavidez, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fight. Oh, sorry, my bad. Go ahead, Leon.
I'd like to see the Morrell fight, but I just think it's not really an option, is it? I think, if we're talking about a wish list, I'd like Morrell.
Morrell against Munguia. You, AJ?
All those are good ideas. I'm for those, but I'm trying to stay practically and realistically as possible. I had a look at the rankings. Diego Pacheco was number 2 in the WBO for 168.
Yeah.
Munguia versus Pacheco in a final eliminator to determine Canelo's mandatory challenger for that. Let's give me that. Yeah, because Pacheco's good. I like Diego Pacheco a lot.
That's gonna be a hard fight.
He's another real good fighter. Heavyweight.
Yeah.
The guy.
Pacheco ain't no joke.
Give me that in the final eliminator. Let's go. And they're both on the zone, so it shouldn't be that hard to make. So
he ain't gonna want to fight him. But
no. But I don't think he'll tell you. He won't fight Pacheco. I don't think that'll happen though. So
not at this stage. But well, he should do because I mean what's Pacheco 20-0.
Yeah. Young too, as well. He's pretty young.
Pacheco's a high risk fighter, man. He's a high risk.
High risk reward.
It is.
High risk, low reward.
But they're both top 2 in the WBO. So hey, man, there's a warrant for it.
But Canelo mandatory, I think that's a high reward.
Say again.
If he's going to earn him a Canelo mandatory, I think that's a high reward.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they're the top 2 guys, so like them versus each other in the final.
Canelo mandatory means nothing, mate. You've got Benavidez who's been Canelo's mando for 2 years. It don't matter.
By the WBC, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to be. Jaime's not even in a rush for the Canelo. He's like, obviously, I'd like to fight Canelo, but he knows he's got to do work, and that's kind of more realistic. So I think like maybe just. How many?
By the way, Chan, he's number 2. He's number 2 in the WBC too.
Who?
Jaime. Yep. And Billy's number 1.
How many fights in is Morrell now?
He's 10-0.
10-0. See, like Jaime's like 45-0.
I mean, it's crazy how he's got that many fights, but he's still so freaking limited. Like,
yeah. So then when you're gonna pair him up with someone like a Morrell, it looks like it's on paper that's a mismatch with a 45-0 fighter with a 10-0 fighter, and then
but Morrell's an experienced amateur too. He's got a vast amateur background.
Yeah, I know,
well,
but you never see fights with someone that's going to be 45-0 fighting a prospect, basically, a contender now. So I mean, it just doesn't. And then you've got a 45-0 fighting a 20-0. It's like he's got too many fights, but they're under his belt, but they're insignificant fucking fights. It's just if you was to match a 45-0, like really, he's like 15 fights below Canelo. That's
I mean, you got for his first like 25, 20. Like he's fought nobodies, literally. Like you take a look at his guy. Yeah,
I'm getting it. All right, Canelo's fought 62 fights.
yep.
He is only 17 fights below Canelo.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, do you understand? Like you fought like literally just only 17 fighters less than Canelo. You're 27, but them fighters ain't no ones. Like, so who do we match you with? Like, all right, you may as well fucking go fight Canelo because you and him are on the same amount of fights. Fucking hell. It just that's just crazy how they've just slowly plodded him along like that.
I mean that's. I mean, I need to know the system like to get that high ranking when he's not even had that many fights up there.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's number 1 in the WBO and number 2 in the WBC already, and he's had 3-4 fights. It's 68. So he wasn't really doing much in the middleweight division either when he was there. So
he done nothing at 160. He was doing nothing. So don't go up to 168 and think that's what you're going to plod along up there, mate.
I mean, he had one of those like intercontinental WBO titles, so maybe I don't know. Maybe that's got something to do with it.
That will get him a ranking. That will push him up.
Oh God, them stupid trinkets. Sick of all of them silly belts.
Yeah, I mean, they're rankings climbers, aren't they? They're ranking point scorers. That's what they're there for.
You got to pay sanctioning fees for them.
Exactly. You pay. You're paying for your rankings. You pay.
I can do that, man. I can hold some trinket and pay. I don't get it. It's like
Floyd Mayweather said, "Fuck them, all them belts." He's right, man. He said it come out again. He said, "Get rid of all these trinkety, silly belts." It's just sanctioning fees for there's a super champ, a regular champ. Nah, man.
But it's mostly all his fighters who hold Reggie belts, though. That's what's funny. So
yeah, but he said for himself. He said that even goes for my company. He said I got up.
The fact that they got lobbies for it just shows that they're just asking for money because you don't need a lobby. You just need somebody a panel to watch the fights from each governing body, see how each fighter is performing, and rank them based on performances. You don't need a promoter to fly you out to conventions to ask to be ranked and stuff. It's the fights are there. If you're fighting to in their rankings, they're going to have they'll have their judges there they can report back to, and they should do it that way. But as they keep saying, the boxing's a business, and these sanctioning fees they're there to make money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's. Hey, Bruce, it's not acceptable. It's getting a bit out of hand, though. This is what I'm saying. And if you don't pay them sanction fees, you're out the ranks. So it's just it's fucking ridiculous at this point.
But something tells me Jaime's going to take a sweet time, probably fighting for a title, just like he did at 160. It's like he could have challenged for a title several times. He could have fought Demetrius. I think once or twice. He could have. I mean, he could have went for a title shot there, but he didn't choose to.
Sorry, blow me nose. Yeah. Say that again, AJ. I didn't hear. Say it again.
And I'm saying, like, but he had his opportunities to fight for a title at 160. He never did.
Yeah, he did. That's true. And chose not. Chose.
Matter of fact, wait. I recall, I think he was ordered to fight Yanni Beck, and he turned to fight, and his team he walked away from that shot. Am I correct? I think I recall that. I mean, he could have fought Demetrius. I know that. But I think him and Yanni Beck got ordered, and that he walked away.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I remember. Yep. Yeah, you're right. And he didn't take the Yanni Beck and make it.
Yep. So he scored that.
Destroyed him. He got a new person on the panel. So can I just see what you look backstage if you just make sure that you're not a robot or you're not a person that's of ill repute.
How did I get there?
That's real. Yeah, you have some weirdos come on here.
Get on, mate, and they just fuck up your thingy. You know what I mean? Yeah, okie dokes. I just need a hand wave or something That's what I need. Otherwise, yeah, because I don't know you, so people can just jump on it and just mess up your shit. So if you give us a hand wave, let me know when you're ready to give us a hand wave, and then if it's all good, you can come on. So yeah, where are we going now? So we would want to see Morale. Who did you say, AJ again? Him fight?
Pacheco.
Yeah. And I said, who did I say? I said Benavidez, didn't I? Benavidez would be good to see. Jaime Benavidez. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. It's interesting to see what he who he does go against afterwards. But I didn't watch that. Did you? So did you see the rest of the card? The remainder of the card then, Jed?
Oh yeah, I was watching boxing. I started watching it when they were broadcasting on YouTube. I watched boxing for about 6 hours, to be completely honest.
Did you?
I might have missed maybe two matches, and I'm telling you, it was a good day of boxing, real good day of boxing. Some surprises.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, if your camera can't, you don't have to be cammed on. But yeah, I just needed to see a hand wave. Are you a content creator? Have you not heard of Fight Sport Talk?
No, I haven't. Do to me.
Yeah. No, I haven't. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so everybody's camera can wave on, so this one doesn't. So yeah, I can't. You have to let me wave because you lot tried to come on, and this is on. They just do some craziness. Especially you got some crazy Munguia fans, and you got some crazy Benavidez fans. Yeah, I mean, they come on and you're not saying some. And you got some
I only know one real crazy Benavidez fan.
Hello fans as well. So
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
You're talking about Mirage.
Hello.
Yes, I am.
Bingo.
Mirage. It probably was Mirage. Was it you, Mirage, back there? He was probably Mirage.
Uh-oh.
Changes.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
You know, you got crazy Canelo fans as well. So could have been any of the three. But, we're not saying anything bad. Anyway, we're just saying the reals. I do want to speak about, but, let me just let everyone know where we at. This topic gets people going a bit crazy with their Canelites. So
Round 1, fight.
How to catch you Canelites.
The Canelites.
Yeah.
Does it look like that Canelo is ducking David Benavidez?
I hate to say it, but yeah, it looks that way.
Is a strong word, to be honest. I think
well, what would you call it?
I think it's more. Listen. I don't think Canelo's afraid of Benavidez personally. I think it's more. I think it's more the management and the promotion companies that are hindering this fight from happening.
No, wrong. They're on the same promotional company and they're in the same weight division. Try again.
No, I said management and promotional company. I don't think a Canelo is hesitant.
They're in the same. Oh, sorry, won't be having that. Try again. They're on the same. Doesn't matter. Every fighter's got different managers. They're in the same stables. Doesn't matter if you got. All fighters are not going to have the same managers, and your manager's going to say, "Well, not to die that on." Listen, they're on the same promotional company. It's the easiest fight to make. If you ain't fighting David Benavidez and you're picking to fight for real Jamal Charlo, Bud Crawford, and those are your last 2 fights. Is it? He's got 2 more fights left.
Yep.
Jamal Charlo and Bud Crawford. Why would you say he's not ducking Benavidez?
No. First of all, don't get me wrong. I've been wanting the Benavidez fight for about a year and a half now. Ever since he beat Plant, I've been wanting that Benavidez fight. But right now he's the one. Canelo's the one with all the reins. So that being said, he fight whoever the hell he wants, no matter what us, the paying customer, wants.
No, he can't. He shouldn't be fight. What I'm saying is, you're supposed to fight the people that's in your division. You're quite happy to be going up to be fighting a Dimitri Bivol. You're quite happy to drag someone that's 2 divisions, 3 divisions down from you, whatever it is, 2 divisions down from you. Bud Crawford is 3 divisions down, but Bud wants to go up, so I don't really mind if that's what he wants to do. He wants to go up. I mean, but you don't want to fight the people that are in your division. You're not fighting Morel. You're not fighting Benavidez. You're not fighting. You might. I doubt you'll fight Jaime at this point. Who knows?
Do you think, Shan? Sorry to interrupt. Do you think it's a similar situation with Demetrius Andrade, where
you didn't want to fight him?
The camp has just spoken so much smack about him. He's just reluctant just to give them the payday.
That could be it too.
That could be it. That's a valid reason.
So why did you sign to the PBC to fight no one on the PBC?
Because he probably had fights prearranged already. To be completely honest.
Yeah. To fight Jamal Charlo.
Oh God, I hope not.
God, I don't want to see that fight.
I'm not trying to watch that.
So that's what you signed for your last 3. The last 3 legacy fights is Jamal Charlo. That's what you signed to the PBC for. Okay, if you guys, I don't know why
you fought the better of the 2 brothers.
Yeah. I mean, Chad. I think you'll agree with me when I sorry, my bad.
Doesn't David Benavidez is ducking. I don't care. You don't fight David. Now I'm going to say it because it's looking quite evident that you don't want to fight David Benavidez when you're picking like the lower level of competition. You've got a guy that's your Mando, but you ain't fighting him. He's been your Mando for 2 years. So how's that? What's that to do with management?
Yeah, I mean, because Chandler, I'm gonna back up your point here. Because you fought John Ryder and he was WBO interim, so
exactly.
Even though so David's pretty much the same thing by the WBC. So what are you waiting on?
What are you waiting on? This is what. So to me, it just looks awful, kind of DuckTales.
I mean, when's the last time you even fought a mandatory challenger anyway? Nabi Yildirim, like more than 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, I've got
back in 2020, back in 2021, early.
Otherwise, just leave. Like you're holding up a division now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not going to fight your mandatories, give up the belts. But I can't stand it. People who have titles but don't fight the mandatories. You know what I mean?
That
just because you're a cash cow, you don't get no special privileges.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But they do though. They do.
No, they do. I mean, even though they do, they shouldn't though. They shouldn't exclude.
No, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
They shouldn't. And then just because you can, don't mean you should. Joshua's a cash cow on this side. Joshua's a cash cow on this side. Does Joshua fight? He fights all his Mandos.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's give him some due consideration. He fought the champions 1 by 1 at 168. So, that I think that should give him a little bit of leeway. He did fight 1 mandatory in between that, but he fought 1 mandatory and the 4 champions at 168. And then did he go up to try and do Dimitri Bivol as well?
Yeah.
So he's been facing champions. Then he's fought John Ryder, and then he fought Jamal Charlo, was coming up as undisputed as well in his division. So
let's not forget.
I think he does get a little bit of leeway.
Let's not forget Triple G came up to fight him at 168 too.
Leeway for what? You're holding up a division. It's 2 years. You got David Benavidez waiting. You got other people paying. They ain't rich as you, Canelo. They're paying in sanctioning fees to hold on to the rank, to be in the rankings.
Well done. But the division gets held up not just because of him. It's because people just refuse to fight each other, hoping to fight him. There was no reason for the 168 division to have been held up. They could have all fought each other.
They could have.
And instead they waited. So it's a case of, it's not he's holding up the division. The division is choosing to wait for him, and he only fights twice a year. I mean, he can fight more if he wants to, but he fights twice a year.
Yeah.
So
well, the sanctioned bodies are to blame as well, because if they would just stick him with a mandatory, then he'll have no choice.
I mean, I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but we do have to take into account that he fought 4 champions at 167 and he fought a champion at 175.
Hey.
Pardon?
Well, I mean, actually 3. I mean, the WBC belt was vacant. I mean, so he fought 3 in total, really. So
That was 2 years ago. How long are we going to harp up on that? That was 2 years ago now. You've been undisputed for mad long. Come on, like, if that was Bud Crawford already got stripped of the IBF like 3 fucking months after being undisputed. Canelo's been
Okay, yeah, I call bullshit on that one.
Ah, mate, it's not the same thing, mate. It's different. It's favoritism. I don't care. It's not the same thing.
I mean, I'm a diehard Bud Crawford fan. He's got 3 belts. Like, all right, Bud, what you gonna do, man? You gonna fight mandatories?
You got to drop him as well.
You gonna move up to 154? What's going on, man? You know?
Yeah, you drop him or defend him. And to be fair, Bud ain't been undisputed for that long though.
So he's got time.
He ain't holding up a division as yet. But
but if this summer, if this fall rolls around and he still hasn't fought mandatories, I'll be like, okay, what's going on, Bud? What you gonna do?
Mate, yeah, you gonna have to. I mean, we can't be still living in fucking the past that Canelo beat 3 champions in 11-month round and we get it, we got it. Now where do we go now? Yeah, them lads should have fought each other and all of that. And they are starting to fight each other. Some lads having to. Canelo.
Now needs a bit of consideration. That's all.
By the way,
sorry. At 160 that they've outgrown the weight, that they're forced to move to 168. They're forced to move to 168, and they can't fight.
Yeah, I mean, Chan, one sec. Let me add this.
He's like, should I go to 168? Go ahead.
Now, me be saying what I've said about just how, just me stating my stance on Benavidez and how Canelo should fight him. David also is to blame for some of this because, as we all know, if he wouldn't have blown the weight, he would have kept his title. And if he did, he would have finally got the fight. So that's on him too.
Yeah. In that same, if we're going to keep the same energy, then, what about how many times did Morrell ask to fight Benavidez and Benavidez straight up said, you don't got, he just won't do it. Again, it's one of those high risk, low reward things for him. But, Morrell, he wanted to fight Benavidez and Benavidez straight up said no. Is that a duck?
Yeah,
can we just keep the thingy? AJ, could you just not be having like this silly chat in the chat, please? I beg.
I'm listening. Sorry, I'm here.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead. Answer Jed's question.
Go ahead, Jed. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying that we're going to keep that same energy, right? And then, with as many times, and it's been multiple times that Morrell has called out Benavidez, and Benavidez straight up in the camera said no.
Now I heard is Morrell to blame for that too, or was it David, or was it Benavidez?
No, that was Morrell. Morrell, he constantly asked him, "I want Benavidez." He even talked to Benavidez.
He's off.
And yet, once he got his 10th win, once he got his double-digit win, and he asked, Benavidez still said no. Is that a duck?
I mean, you could put it as a duck.
So he wants his payday.
You could, yeah.
At the same time, but I mean, but at the end of the day, this David Morrell is the guy that's, I guess, the newcomer. I don't know. He's the newcomer, so maybe.
Yeah, he's the newcomer, knocking motherfuckers out and putting them in the hospital.
I mean, like 10 people. He's only had 10 fights. I mean, but I mean, Canelo's a well-established champion.
I'm not gonna lie. Morrell was put on the fast track. I don't even remember how many 4-round fights he had, if he had any. they might have started him up at 6 rounds. I got to look at his record again. But he was put on a fast track, but that was only because of his amateur record. They do that, and, by the different boxing associations do that. But the fact still remains. He is a legitimate contender. Granted, he only has 10 fights, but he was fast tracked, and he's earned his spot too. So has Billy. So has Munguia, and right there at the tail end of it, you got God, I don't want to say his name, Berlanga, with his gifts, and what's the other kid's name? The Puerto Rican kid's name?
Which one? Palanga.
No, not Berlanga. I meant the other kid. Jesus Christ, you just said it earlier.
There you go, Pacheco.
Pacheco.
Yeah.
There you go.
All these guys deserve a shot. I mean, if we're looking at it realistically, all right, Benavidez has Plant and Andrade, but Andrade never fought a champion. Never fought a champion. Even when he had his belt, never fought a champion or
That's
a former
true.
champion.
That's true.
All right. So that win is suspect under Benavidez. The only legit champ that or former champ he fought was Plant.
Yeah.
So it's not like he did a lot. I want to see that fight. Don't get it twisted. I want to see that fight because the rumor was if he beat Plant, then he would get a shot at Benavidez, and I would like to see that fight for the simple reason I just want to see Benavidez get his ass kicked because I know what holes are in his fucking fighting style. It's actually
has Canelo announced who he's actually fighting?
No.
Have they announced?
No.
It's this rumor surfacing is going to be Jamal or Bud. That's what was reported last week.
Yeah, I won't believe it until we
just rumors. Just rumors. I don't think it's going to be taken into account. Just rumors, I think. So.
Oh God.
What do you prefer, Chan? What do you think?
I've always wanted the Bud fight, but I want Benavidez.
I'm more interested in the Bud fight as well. I mean,
Me too. Yeah.
He will definitely be viewed as a dog because there's so much desire to see the Benavidez fight that it just can't be ignored. The noise clambering for it is loud, so there's a clear desire for it. So if he chooses to go another route, he's going to really struggle to shake off that he's ducked him. I just don't think it's really fair. But there is a strong case, so I can't really argue if anybody wants to declare, well, yeah, he is ducking him. But if he takes a Crawford fight, I think that's an interesting fight.
I think that's. I would watch that fight.
Like that Crawford's too small. 1 minute he was like, it's like what's good? What do you want to do then, Canelo? Like this one's too this one just wants money, this one just wants payday, you want payday. This one's too small, this one's too big, this one you won't let him come down to fight for your belts. This one it's becoming a bit diva-ish now, just in my opinion. So who the fuck do you want to fight? You want to fight fucking Jamal, who ain't been active for near enough 3 years. He's had this one fight which was not looking good. You want to fight him?
Still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day. You just sit here, you don't know what I'm.
Chan, I thought you were gonna get. If you're not gonna fight him, I thought you were gonna say, "Go suck your mom."
Yeah, no, I mean, it's getting a bit. It's getting a bit. It's getting a bit. It's getting diva. It's diva. Which one is it?
Payday. You want payday? I know that.
Which one?
I mean, because Chan, the clip you just showed, payday is like, bro. I mean, during Canelo's whole 168 run, like for Undisputed, bro, he was feeling himself so hard. Like that's the most divish I think I've ever seen him. Even at that press conference, he was just feeling himself so much. Like
He was, wasn't he? Yeah, that was on track doing his stuff, and Canelo was like,
Hated it.
he was
The worst thing about that is, I think that Eddie Hearn asked Demetrius to go in there to try and get some noise for that fight. And
some people that actually
Eddie Hearn's like, Demetrius, not here, not here, not here.
Sorry about that.
You know, I'm just guessing that Eddie Hearn said to me, make an entrance, come into the Frezza.
Oh, you think he put him up to that?
I think so.
I don't know, because Eddie was like, basically, get out as well, stop it, didn't it? Eddie kind of dissed.
He's like, come on, guys, you gotta.
Yeah, yeah, maybe though. You never know. It could have been up to Eddie.
One thing he said before the Benavidez fight, he said he thought Andre was going to get stopped by him, and he was right.
Yeah. Eddie's got some decent predictions. He's got some predictions right. Yeah, but the John Ryder one, he was like, I think John Ryder can beat Jaime Munguia.
Oh boy.
Yeah. This is where it's cap. Stop. But I guess he's
got a cap for. He's got to root for his fighters. So you know.
Yeah. You got.
As far as Mexican monster, I have a very high standard. You know, I don't think anyone has been a true Mexican monster since Salvador Sanchez. You know, I know that's going old school, but that was a fucking monster. That's the standard I hold a monster to.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Probably Julio Cesar Chavez too. You can maybe mention him as well. Yeah. You throw him in there. Yeah.
Senior for sure.
Senior for sure. Senior, not junior. Not junior, senior. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
listen, you know, Chavez, that's on a whole different level. Chavez is like he's a like top tier god level when it comes to, you know, Mexican lore and where his status is at. All right. And that's Canelo's. That's one thing about Canelo. Canelo wants to be known as the greatest Mexican boxer ever. And he's never going to surpass. He's never going to surpass Chavez. And he wants to. And that's been his goal.
He's already surpassed him in terms of accomplishments, in terms of weight classes and undisputed. So he's done that. But the love that the people have for Chavez is You know, I think that exceeds that. Then,
I mean, well, then what's the point? Then is fighters can't help when they're born. Like, I wish people would give up this like comparing errors all the time. I mean, we're not in that era. Do you know what I mean? That means that if nobody can surpass Chavez, then what? Everyone should just give up and don't bother box then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No one's going to be Muhammad Ali. No one's going to be fucking Mike Tyson. There's
never going to be another Roy Jones. None of that.
It's not so. What's like? We need to. I'm not a fan of this. Always comparing errors. There's times and places where it can be done so, but you got to just compare. You just got to live in the era that you're in, and try and be the best in the era that you're in. Because nobody can help that they weren't born in 1942 and fighting in 1960.
I mean, Chan, some people say that Mike Tyson fought in the weak era of heavyweights. Some people claim that.
Yeah, people do say that, but you know what I mean? There's always going to be someone saying something. So the era thing is just, to me, it's just null and void. Like, we're in this era. Canelo's a great fighter. But he's not above reproach, unfortunately. If you're going to try and pitch him against Julio Cesar Chavez, then Canelo may as well just bow out now.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see. You know what? That's an interesting take. But you know, I have yet to see anyone in this era pull off 20 plus wins in 1 year. In the span of 1 year. I've only seen that happen. I've only heard of that happening back in the 50s and the 60s and none through the 70s. And when Tyson came along, that was amazing to see something like that in the span of a year. So that's putting in the work. So I have an affinity for Mike Tyson. And it's never going to happen again. It's never going to happen again.
And nor should it. Like, let's have it. Nor should you see a fight 20 times a year. We're now in the year 2024. We're in the 21st century. Technology and medical science has come along a long way. Why would you want to see a fighter fight 20 times a year when you've seen fighters already go out on high levels of dementia, Parkinson's disease, and all of that? Why would you want to see a fighter fight 20 times a year? When would they live their life? They would always be in back.
Weren't there a number of glorified sparring sessions in that 20 times a year though? Weren't there a number of glorified like sparring sessions in that? Just stay busy, keep active kind of fights.
Some of them fights were grueling, but I mean,
no, some of the fights were grueling, and I think Customato just like put him through the ringer. And you're right, Lady Chen. I wouldn't want to see that happen now, but like I said, that's happened back then. I don't expect to ever see that again. And you're right. I don't think I want to see that, but I do want to see these guys put the fucking work in. There's no reason why a boxer can't box 3 times a year. I do not let a 1 time a year boxer slide. I have no respect for a 1 time a year. Now, like with Crawford, I respect what he's accomplished, but because he only fights once a year, that's why on my top 3 for 2023, I have Nui, then Crawford. And if I go down the list, I have my eclectic list, but but Nui puts the work in. I respect those boxers that actually put the work in.
Well,
once a year is not putting the work.
When someone's tied to a rematch clause.
What's going on with that anyway? Is that fight happening?
No, I don't think it is, but that's the whole reason why I guess why Bud's not been able to fight, isn't it? If you're waiting for if you're contractually tied down to a rematch clause and the guy doesn't do he's 1 minute he's all right, then his eye gives out, and then this and that. I mean, what is Bud supposed to do? He's legally binded to wait for unless there's some now in the clause that there's an expiration date. But I mean, it's no.
That's what I was thinking. Like, so is there some yeah,
once a year? Is it once this for the last year?
Yeah, so like, is there some expiration date now on the rematch? Like, you have to fight by a certain date.
Do you know what I'm thinking, AJ? I'm thinking that Spence announcing that he's had surgery is to satisfy some kind of clause to give some kind of extension to that, because he just announced that.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's like, I'm thinking maybe there was some kind of clause that if there was some medical attention needed after the fight, then we can extend it. Because I remember Fury had something similar where he thought it had expired, but I just don't think that PBC contracts are that easy to wriggle out of. And
I don't fight him. On Bud's reply, I don't think that fight's going. Bud's on to the next thingy. He hit the gym saying, "I'm back in the gym now." It's not for Errol Spence though. He already said on Twitter to Errol Spence, "Take care. Wish you all the best."
So, either way.
Yeah, but there's contracts, isn't it? There's tweets, and then there's contracts that you kind of bound to.
Well, I'm sure he wouldn't tweet if he knew he wouldn't tweet that if he knew he's got to still fight him.
But he tweeted him all the best, but that might have just been with recovering for your, unless he said, because I never saw the tweet, unless he said, "I'm not fighting you."
No, you're gonna have to see the tweet. He contained yeah, that's done. All right, on to the next kind of one, wasn't it, AJ?
Yep. Yeah, that's what I recall seeing. I just wonder if there's any more, news ever since then.
Yeah.
Anything fresh, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not trying to see it again. So
yeah, I don't care that we don't need to see that again now anyway. But I mean, just in saying with Jed's, I get it. If someone's not active, then you're gonna look at them a bit like, okay. But I mean, if you're just tied to these legalities, and this is what this sport brings to you, these rematch clauses, and you can't blame one fighter for trying to abide by, the clause and not being able to fight. You're in a legal gridlock. Whereas Inouye wasn't. Naoya Inoue is not in the same position as Bud Crawford, is he? If Bud Crawford only really he became a free agent, so he could jump to different promo companies, so he could get the fights. But every time he goes somewhere, he's the boogeyman. People don't want to fight him. People do, you know what I mean? So what can you do? It's there's politics and there's ducking, and Bud's not ducked anyone, and then you leave it up to people like what it looks like Canelo. When you're on the same side of the street, you've actually gone there to get the fights, and you're not fighting the fighters that you're supposed to be fighting. And then Bud goes over to the opposite side of the street and still can't get the fucking fights. It's just crazy. So you got to keep those things. Context is everything.
That was my reasoning is why I didn't really want him to go there in the first place. Because what if he goes and then nobody still wants to fight him?
Say that again, H.
And I'm saying that was I said that a long time ago, like years before he signed it. He eventually went to the PBC. This is around like 2-3 years ago. I was saying like, I don't think he should go to the PBC anyway, because if he does, I don't think anybody's going to want to fight him there anyway, even if he did go over there.
This is what I'm saying. They wouldn't have. They even if he'd have went early doors, he'd have went. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I have no clue. He tried. He was bound with Top Rank. He re-signed to Top Rank. Some say, well, why did you re-sign to Top Rank then if you knew everybody was on PBC? But then on PBC, nobody was getting paid. To be honest, were they?
They could have done cross promo fights. They did it with Wilder and Fury for the rematch in the third fight. So,
This is true. But you know how the PBC work. Unless it was in their best interest, I guess they ain't allowing you to do that. It's a cult over there.
I mean, it's funny. It's like they would have done a cross promo fight that would have lessened costs. I mean, they could have just split the costs between the two promotion companies.
I know.
Like Top Rank, you pay your guy, we'll pay ours, and we'll make the fight and do it on a joint broadcast or whatever. Because the Wilder Fury fight, the rematch, and the second and third, they were on PBC and ESPN. You could buy them through both those.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Crawford said, isn't it? Heyman said he's not giving anyone that fight. If it was Undisputed, it has to be PBC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he did.
This is what I'm saying. So, I see the politics gets in the way, and this is people not seeing the full scope.
Well, personally, if Al Heyman had his way, I don't think he ever would have got the fight.
Like Bud just okay, all right, no worries. Thanks, Jeddy, for coming.
Oh, you had to go.
Appreciated, yeah. So he's got, I don't know, he's got something.
Jed, thanks for coming through.
Liz, and Errol Spence, in all fairness, spent his time doing everything else except for being in the ring and living a healthy lifestyle.
Bro, what's wrong with this nigga, bro? He said his girlfriend. Nigga gay now. My brother, man. Hey, it's true. Hey, it's true. That's my brother. Getting jealous. She said, don't kiss him. My brother. Bro, what's wrong with this nigga, bro? He said his girlfriend. Nigga gay now. My brother, man. Hey, it's true. Hey, it's true. That's my brother. Getting jealous. She said, don't kiss him. My brother.
Hate it.
Yeah, just all that type of ridiculous shit all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Get your ass beat.
I hate that. I hate that. God, I hate that clip.
I know. He's my brother. Always doing stupid shit. This is what I'm saying. He's been doing stupid shit. And now, his body's breaking down, mate. Yeah. Anyway.
And I don't think he's been keeping in shape since the fight. I got a feeling.
seen the pictures of him?
Yeah, yeah.
He looks really bad. You know, he's doing some. I think he was exercising or something. I was just like, Lee, have you seen the pictures of recent Errol Spence?
Yeah, I think you they was in the group, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny even before.
Looks terrible.
Even I think in late 2022, I think Frank Martin had just had one of his fights. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Age.
Oh no, you good. Yeah, I was just saying. I think after one of Frank Martin's fights in late 2022, Errol Spence got in that ring and he looked like he was on a McDonald's diet.
Yeah, do you remember?
Like he was so heavy. I could not believe how big he looked.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
He looked massive, mate. This is what I'm saying. So, I mean, what are we to do, eh? What are we to fucking do? This geezer needs to help himself. If you ain't fit enough to take this sport seriously, then you know,
just bow out, walk away. You know.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and
like your heart has to be in this 100%.
Yeah, we've seen all these PBC fighters. They just be getting exposed.
Come to do what I do best, you know. That's that site to get the fans what they want to see, you know. At the end of the day, no one wants to see a 12-round fight. It's a whole bunch of heavyweights up here, and we're the hard hitters. And at the end of the day, people have things to do.
These are the queens, but this is going to sleep. These are the queens, but this is going to sleep.
Thank you, Deontay, because that's exactly what you gave us. Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it. Yes.
You need to go away as well, mate. Bloody hell. He said that at the wrong time, I tell you. That's why that clip is golden, mate. That clip.
You keep that in the archives. You got to keep that.
Yeah, no, that stays for forever. Forever, amen. The 154 division was hot over there at times. That guy says, I bias. What you guys think about Shakur getting stripped?
What stripped?
Yes.
What do you mean you got stripped?
Oh, no, hang on. I thought you meant retiring. So he's retired.
Well, that's
what I thought.
That's what happens if you retire. You should get stripped, and the belt should become vacant. So when they want to announce they retired officially,
he ain't retiring. He ain't
stop to that. If governing bodies instantly put their belts up, you know, so even if you want to come back, you have to fight for it again. Then we will no longer have these fake retirements.
Yeah, that's what they should do, innit? Like, give them, are you actually really retiring? You either got to say yes or say no. We haven't got, and once you say yes, we're sending over the forms for you to sign that you're retired, and the belt comes back with us once you sign. It's true. They need to make it things like this so people can't be doing these fake fucking tantrum retirements. Teofimo Lopez, or Stevenson, Tyson Fury. Who else did it?
Like when they hear about this, they need to give them a call. So okay, we heard you're retiring. So is that the case? Oh, I don't know. Okay, we have 24 hours to let us know. We want an answer, and if we don't get one, we're stripping you of your belt. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Yeah, that's what they should. That's the thing that they should do. Because these fake retirements is it's not it. It's not it. If he does really retire, I mean, Shakur's made it really hard on himself that that people are just not really rocking with him in the grand scheme.
I think this is coming from that De Los Santos fight. Honestly, that's what I think.
Santos,
the backlash from that.
The shit that he said that Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight of an era of all eras, better than Muhammad Ali. He said Tyson Fury was better than Muhammad Ali.
These are the queens, but this is going to sleep. These are the queens, but this is going to sleep.
He said that?
Yeah. Don't you remember when he tweeted it?
Oh no, I don't follow his tweets. I mean, I don't really. I believe you, but I didn't know. I didn't catch that.
Who said this?
Shakur Stevenson.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, when you say stuff like that, AJ, that was major. Leon, that was major when he said that. Tweeted it. Go and watch it. Also, even Bruce Wayne talked.
I don't have that. I don't have that social media platform.
Your channel. I really go on it now too.
So hear that second hand for YouTube.
That was like a year ago. He said it age about a year ago.
Okay.
When Tyson Fury's the best of an era, and when Tyson Fury
Oh,
beat.
you know what? You're right. I think I do remember that chant. Yeah, I forgot. You're
Yeah.
right. I remember.
Year ago. Yeah. And he said that shit, and it was just like.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I went at him for that too when he said
you
that.
did.
Yeah, I did. I remember. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, when you say things like that, people do it straight away, and then you've got like you do the De Los Santos fight, and people just like, we lost off of you because like Bruce Wayne said, you gave Vasily Lomachenko mad respect to try and fight him. And it's true when you was talking about Frank Martin and all that, you bitch ass this and you bitch ass that and you this that. It's like you for real. You're on some pandering thing, and people's clocked your little pattern. So no one gives a fuck if you retire. Unfortunately, if you retire, shouts out to you. If you stay, you talented fighter, shouts out to you. But I mean, people sick of him. To be honest,
Yeah, she's feeling way too much.
Yeah, so he's fucked up his own little self, hasn't he? And then you're saying all of these types of things. People's just like, oh, we're just so sick of this cat. He ain't doing himself any favors. What he needs to do is just be quiet, stop fucking tweeting. Twitter's his worst nightmare. It's his worst.
See, when people are going backlash like this, they need to stay off social media. Just don't do anything, because just please, because that's just going to make it worse.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Deleting the tweets won't help. People will still have records of them.
he ain't even a deleter.
That was reference to Tank. How he does it all the time. He'll tweet something stupid and then delete it.
He tweets that shit and just leaves it up there and thinks that people will just, it's just crazy. You can't really, it's just not really the vibe, Shakur. It's just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. It's just like, just stop tweeting, go back to the gym, and just do what you have to do. Brush up on your skills on where you feel you need.
Next fight, like fight your mandatory next. Do that. You know what I mean?
And then fight your mandatory and just get on with it. All this Twitter shit is just his undoing, and all of this stuff, all the silliest stuff that he said. It's not even on actual interviews. It's just on Twitter. That nigga Twitter. Yeah, it's just So the internet is the all-seeing eye. At the end of the day, it's the oracle. No matter if you delete stuff, it's always going to be there in it as well. Like you said with Tank Davis. So I don't know. I give up with these fucking cats. I give up with these lads. And then we've got Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia back in fucking talks. In the building. In the building.
That's back in play. That's back in play.
Yeah, that's back in play. But he's another lame. I got to speak about this. I'll do a.
I'm not confident.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, Chad, did you know when Frank Martin versus Shakur Stevenson was announced, I was skeptical that fight would happen.
Yep, and it
didn't. I didn't see it, and sure enough.
I remember. Listen, Ryan Garcia. Oh God, this kid.
That's the same thing I have about this fight.
Yeah, that's not even. Devin Haney was just on Twitter saying, "I'm going to beat the shoulder roll out of you." I was like, "Oh God." Devin Haney's down for it. Ryan Garcia, he came on record explaining that he did listen to Floyd, and Floyd turned his head, and he doesn't want to speak about it in depth. But XYZ, don't worry, I'll drop some bits and pieces. I'll drop it and let you know. You'll see it. I got put together. I was just watching Ryan Garcia, and I was like, this kid. Such a handsome lad. Fucking handsome lad. But just as corny. Just as Him and Teofimo Lopez are just the most corniest dudes right now in boxing.
I mean, with Tio, it's hard. It's hard to get a read on this guy. It really is. I mean, it's like he tries. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's just doing all this. If he says what he says just to get attention, but dude, it just makes you look stupid.
You should go watch when you wait till you see go watch the what's the thing that they do before blood and
blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah.
So they've got like the little snippet out.
Is with Ortiz? Is an episode up?
Yes, no, not an episode. It's a snippet.
Okay.
1 minute snippet, and you just put your face in your hands and just be like, God, head in your hands.
Oh no, that's going to be painful to watch.
Yeah.
I really don't watch any interviews with Teofimo anymore. I kind of skip them.
I don't. It's just the most cringiest things watching interviews with him. I can't even do them. Wow. I don't have my soundboard. It's in the office. So, I mean, it's just bad. And then you just got Ryan Garcia just coming out, and he's just sounding equally as corny as well. And I'm just like, oh God, this is tragic. I'm afraid it's tragic. These two lads just say less, do more.
These two pampered, spoiled, like just idiots. These kids.
Yeah, talking about Ryan Garcia is talking about hang on, let me get this right. He is the money. He's the most there ain't any other popular fighter than him. Everybody really got to come through him. The only one that is that's a more maybe, and he said maybe who's a more popular fighter than him, maybe Canelo.
Maybe Canelo?
Dude, you need to take fucking several seats and sit the fuck down. Watch when I'm ripping him a new arsehole. That's what I'm doing.
He needs to take
leave.
Take 1,000 chairs and sit the fuck down.
Just leave. Don't even take a chair. Just get out.
Just go. Yeah, for real. Seriously, get out, bro. Get out.
Just get out. Just get out.
Please get the fuck out of here, man. It's my night.
Y'all know why the Reynoso kicked him out the gym?
Because of this type of shit.
No, I mean, not only that, it's like you didn't hear this from me, but when he was coming to the gym, he was pretty much treating that shit like it was a fashion show. Like, he was playing loud music, getting his catwalk on, stuff like that. Then he's like, nah, bro, we can't have you doing this shit no more, man. I mean, just walk in the door like a regular person. Like, you ain't got to be playing music and be hiring photographers.
Yeah. He saved money, and everybody wants to fight him. This the stuff. Oh God, belts. He don't care belts. He don't care about no belts.
The PBC cult, mine brainwashing is setting in. You think it's Floyd? Like,
I mean, no. Well, Floyd. The Floyd influence must have just lasted only those couple of weeks, because he's gone back to doing the Devon Haney. He did say that Floyd had, whispered in his ear and said, "Why are you doing that for, fighting Haney? You should fight me."
Seriously, you Haney, now Rolly, now it's back to Haney, dude. Make up your damn mind, seriously. I mean, either take the fight.
Shut your bitch ass up!
Shit is annoying. I mean, like, dude's about we shouldn't have to worry about this shit as boxing fans. You know what I mean?
It's tragic, to be honest. It's fucking Ryan Garcia smoking.
I respect, like, in a way, Beterbiev, Lomachenko, Terrence Crawford. These guys, they're no fuss, no muss. They just get straight down to business. You know what I mean? No BS. They fight whoever's put in front of them.
This geezer just says that these lot are just
Usyk, no nonsense. You know what I mean? No games. He gives us what we want to see.
I mean, oh God. Oh, well, hopefully we got their fight coming up soon.
Oh, yeah, right.
Usyk and Fury. I mean, yeah. Hopefully we do see them in the ring.
Still on, right? Tyson didn't go missing.
That Tyson Fury that goes, bonds somehow, some way,
The chant is still on, right? Tyson didn't go missing.
So far, it's still on, yeah. Good. So far, it's still on, thank God. acting like he should be fighter of the year when he only fights once a year. Well, to me, he was in fight of the year for true. It doesn't matter if he fought once a year. And I had him as fighter of the year because I think now he beat down if you were surviving in this space when all of this top ranked Toby and all of this was being called to him, and then all of how they tried to desecrate his character and his being, then he beat the guy like that. For me, that's fight of the year. Sorry, that's why it was. So he could have fought. It didn't matter that he fought once. That fight was epic. Now all we've got is the aerosexuals eating crow. Yeah, so we good with one fight for that year. Now we need to ramp up now. But that was a phenomenal fight. So you know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, it's just because what Electro Jet was saying earlier. It's like, I mean, the worst thing a fighter can do is being active, especially as they get older.
Yeah.
So I hope Bud finds a way to squeeze in 2 fights this year at least.
He said he's got a couple fights, so
yeah.
Well, you know, maybe one is the Canelo. Maybe Canelo's changed his mind. That's what the rumors are. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't be an issue if he did the Spence rematch then the Canelo fight. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that. I mean, even though I don't want to really see the Canelo fight. I mean, just since he locked down for 2 more fights already. How many fights? Is it 2 more or just 1?
I think
2 more.
2 more.
Is it a 3-fight deal with the PBC, Bud? Yeah.
You're right.
Oh no.
No, it's one more.
Bud has 1 more. Sorry, I thought Bud has 1 more. I think.
Oh, okay.
1 more. So that will, So, I mean, that could be with anybody. I mean, if it's not Canelo, it could be. It's not going to be Jamel. Jamel's not there anymore, is it? It could be Tim Zoo.
WBC made him champion in recess. I don't know if y'all heard. So
they made who champion recess?
Jamel.
God, why don't they just? Okay, so why? Because he's got 1 belt left, has he?
So he has. Let me see. He's got the No, he doesn't. He has the WBA and the No, wait. I think he just has the WBA left.
What belt has he got? Yeah.
That's all he's got. He just has 1.
Yeah.
Because the IBF that's vacant. Two people about to fight for it.
Why didn't he just drop it completely instead of champion reset? Just you're not going back down to 154.
Well, we beat Crooks, or we back the Charlos too.
We back Canelo.
We back Charlos.
We back Carlos. It's just fucking I'm sick of it. I'm sick of
But Sebastian Fendura is about to fight for that WBC belt on the undercard of Tim Zoo and Thurman.
Coming off a loss, and he's back in.
Coming off a knockout loss, just like a PBC fighter to get a title shot after a knockout loss. So
it's crazy, isn't it?
Man, gee.
Oh God,
these fighters, they ain't got to work for nothing over there. I swear, they just be giving them just shit on a platter.
And then anyway, that fight card's just gonna fail. I ain't buying it. That Keith Thurman one anyway.
You know what? I'm torn. I kind of want to because I want to pay to see Keith get his ass whooped. So
I'll
depending on the fee, depending on the price, I might. If it's cheap, I'll do it. But if it's like $75, $80, I'm not going. I'm not.
I heard it's $70, $80. That's what I heard.
Wow. Okay, I might skip it then. In that case,
that is.
I'm hoping it's free on Amazon Prime in the UK. That's what I'm hoping for.
God, yeah, me. Oh yeah. I wonder how that works now. That Al Heyman's on Amazon Prime, and he does PPV for the Americans. Does it mean it's still PPV for us, or does on Amazon Prime as well?
I know it'll probably be for us, but you guys, that's the question. I mean, I think I already know how it's going to work because the event will probably be there, and I'll just have to pay it. It's kind of like the Zone. I just have to pay an additional fee to see it, I guess, even though I have the Prime. So
I got Prime. I mean, before I said, I'll pay for it if it's like $20, and then I watched Beats' Boxing Beats and Rhymes, and I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm not. Yeah, for real. Fuck it. I ain't even buying it, even if it was £2. If it was £2, I would. Yeah. They're just going back into the same old shit where they just fucked off from. Like, do you know what I mean? They're not learning. It's not learning.
No, they haven't learned. They're not learning. They haven't learned at all.
I'm not supporting it at all. I'm not supporting it with not even a penny, mate. Not a penny. Not a penny. So I'm whatever it costs. I'm not on it.
Like the famous saying goes, those who fail to learn from history are destined to repeat it.
See,
but we have to vote with our feet. You know, if we start to not participate in watching the fights that we're unhappy with, because us as boxing fans, we will complain about stuff and then still watch them. So then the broadcasters aren't learning that way. So it's you know, we have to have some standards, even when they're putting fights behind paywalls that we don't agree with, even if they're good fights, we don't agree that they should be pay-per-view. We got to, well, because they become available like 3 or 4 days later.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
because that's what I've done sometimes. You know, I was like, there's certain fighters that will always be on pay-per-view. Like in the UK, you got Derek Chisora always on pay-per-view, and I just refuse. I'll just wait and watch him for free on YouTube. You know, 3 or 4 later, and you know, that's I have bought one actually. I did buy the I did get something to buy in the Usyk fight because I was I caught a guy giving a description on YouTube about it, and he made it sound so exciting. When he said Derek Chisora's gone southpaw, I thought, well, I've got to see this. It's not going to be the usual Derek Chisora stuff if he's doing some of that. But
I mean, I don't mind ours because ours is, for the most part, ours is value for money though. Our pay-per-views, it's only £20, and they're usually there for good fights.
Yeah, look, saying that other people have it worse, it still doesn't change that a fight shouldn't. You know, Derek Chisora and Usyk shouldn't have been pay-per-view. That should not have been pay-per-view.
I agree with that.
Neither of them were champions at the time.
I think we got that for free.
But I don't think we have too much undue. Like with the Americans, they have stuff that's pay-per-view all the time. You can only name maybe like one fight out of many. We don't have a lot of undue pay-per-views. We only have pay-per-views for maybe a Canelo, and that's even been free. We have pay-per-view for Joshua, and we have pay-per-view for a Fury.
We used to have pay-per-views for Dillian Whyte. He wasn't a champion, and as much as Dillian Whyte was one of my favorite fighters, and I you know, enjoyed his cards.
Right,
they really shouldn't have been pay-per-views. Dillian Whyte's had like 6 pay-per-views.
He was in good fights though, for the most part.
But were they pay-per-views? Do you get what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like,
were they pay-per-view worthy?
Is that now the standard of a pay-per-view? Like, all these cards were decent. They were decent cards, and I enjoyed them. He did stack his cards. I'll give him that. He did stack his cards.
I think they was at the time pay-per-view worthy. If Dillian Whyte come out now on pay-per-view, I wouldn't buy it. But I mean, at the time, I thought, yeah, I don't.
Well, I'm just trying to be reasonable because as much as Dillian Whyte was my favorite heavyweight, if I'm going to be crapping all over Derek Chisora being on pay-per-view, and saying, well, that wasn't a championship fight, like,
yeah.
Do you get what I mean? There needs to be a standard. Like, what makes a pay-per-view then? Like, if it's because on paper that pay-per-view, that PBC card, it seems what's the difference between the PBC card that we're proposing now and a Dillian Whyte pay-per-view? Because what was it? Well, what was it? The Dillian Whyte Povetkin?
Yeah,
and I think it was in a Parker.
No, Dillian Whyte was coming off like back-to-back wins. Like fucking these lads are not. They're coming off losses and inactivity. Total inactivity. Keith Thurman, total inactivity. Sorry, AJ, let me put you back on. Total inactivity. Who else is on that card again?
It's Cruz and Rolly Romero.
Cruz, Rolly Romero. That's a joke.
That's the co-main, yeah.
They're not PPV fighters. Like I mean, Rolly Romero shouldn't even be champ. Do you know what I mean? And
I hope Isaac beats him.
Getting a title fight against someone that shouldn't be champ. It's not the same. It's not the same thing. This is totally not the same as getting a Dillian Whyte. Was a WBC interim and coming off 11 consecutive wins. and exciting fights with fighters that we wanted to see him fight. We don't want to see these fights. We don't want to see Tim Tszyu against fucking Keith Thurman.
That's a mismatch, in my opinion.
I don't even want to see it. I know people are like, oh, if it for free, it doesn't bother me. Even for free, I don't even want to see them fights. Even for free, it's not a matchup that I would say, oh, you know what, I want to see Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu. Oh, I want to see Rowley and fucking Cruz. Who wants to
By the way, Chan, Erislandy Lara's on the card too.
Erislandy Lara. Who wants to see that?
He's fighting Michael Zarafa.
Come on, Lee. I'd rather have paid for a Dillian White fight. It's not the same thing, man. It's not the same. This card is abysmal. And then
I'm just going back to what I grew up pay-per-view being.
Yeah.
Get what I mean? It was Tyson fights. It was Lennox Lewis Undisputed. The fights meant something. You get what I mean? And as much as certain fights are decent, stacked cards, they don't mean anything. But they're being put behind a paywall. Like Derek Chisora and Alexander Usyk, the fight didn't mean anything like that, enough to be pay-per-view.
Yeah, maybe you could say that one shouldn't have been pay-per-view for real. That one should. It's just that they let you know Derek Chisora he was pay-per-view. He was deemed pay-per-view worthy at that time. I mean, he puts a lot of bums on seats, and not now though. That's he's burnt. I think he's burnt his last little candle. But I mean, like we got like the Riyadh fight, the battle of what was it the other day, or what was it with Joshua, Wilder?
They're reckoning card.
We got that for £20. You got.
I paid 40. I paid 40 for it.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was PPV worthy, and that was PPV worthy of of a £50 card, and we got it for 20. So I mean, we ain't really skanked like the Americans. You can only think of like maybe 2 PPV non-worthy PPV fights though, Lee, in the UK, compared to our US counterparts. That every out of 10 PPV cards that they have, 9 of them ain't PPV worthy, and out of the 9, 7 of them are like over $70.
Yeah, I do not understand why it costs so much in the US. I mean,
yeah, me neither. I
don't know what would happen in the UK if they tried that kind of pricing with us over here. I really don't know what happened or what would happen. I think the UK fight fans would be up in arms.
I just think we've got PPV worthy cards.
It's easier to have them when they're priced around the £20 mark. It's easier to accept a pay-per-view. It's easier to accept a Derek Chisora or a Dillian White kind of card when it's £20. But if we were having to pay the equivalent of what, £65, what's that roughly the conversion of a US pay-per-view? People would be like, we are not paying that. You would expect for those kind of prices, you're talking back to the 90s pay-per-views where it was just like, what would you get in the UK? What, 2 a year? And they was like undisputed fights or Tyson fights. Do you get what I mean? It was global superstars or meaningful, important fights, not just somebody has a local fan base, so therefore we can put them on pay-per-view in the UK.
Did you think Kell Brook and Thingy wasn't PPV worthy?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That one can go down.
That was a step away from an exhibition. They were aged. It was competitive because they were both aged.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even that because Khan was broken.
Yeah, he was.
It was no way should that have been pay-per-view, and I did not buy it.
I did.
I get it; it was popular because there was a history behind it, and that's what I was saying to you the other week. How Crawford was at that fight. He must have been looking around thinking, if I was in the UK, I'd be seen as some kind of god. Like, look at all these people here cheering these two fighters that I've beat the brakes off of. And in the US, like my own country people don't even support me like this. And look at these people here, like paying pay-per-view, filling out stadiums to come and see these people that he could beat probably both in the same day, and he wouldn't even need the 12 rounds to do it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't knock the culture that we support boxing. There's nothing wrong that people come out and fill stadiums to go and watch boxing.
Listen, no. Look, going to stadiums to watch fights is great. What I'm saying is that fight shouldn't have been pay-per-view.
No, maybe not. But I mean, I don't think Crawford did come out on record, said that he would love to live in the UK, maybe, buy a house and stay in the UK because he loves how he come out. And
of course he would. Look at the way he gets treated in the US.
He can afford it. I say he can do that.
Yeah.
Look at the way he gets treated. It's in the US. This
is why I maintain if Crawford was British, he'd be probably a superstar.
Oh God, yeah.
Absolutely. He absolutely would.
He would. I mean, the pay-per-view argument. Yeah,
I mean, just imagine if Crawford's British and Eddie Hearn promoted him.
He gone clear, mate, isn't it? He did. I have to move over here, Crawford. Come and move over here, bits and bobs. He's just said he would have a house here so he could come here to stay at times. But it would be good if he really did do that and come and stay, because he said he did like the way that we do support our fighters. So yeah. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, PPV. I mean, we don't have a lot of them though, do we?
But the ones we do have aren't always pay-per-view worthy.
Are there fights that we've had free that should be PPV though?
Say that again?
Are there fights that we've had for free that could qualify as PPV?
The
No.
only
one that does that is Top Rank. You know, you got Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko.
That was a pay-per-view for Europe. They gave us that for free.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Right.
It was going to be pay-per-view. It was going to be pay-per-view, and I wouldn't even have had a problem paying for it. But they changed the plans and said they gave it to us for free. So I think it's due to the pandemic too.
That's what I'm saying. They're the only outfit that does it. Anybody else that has a sniff of being able to charge it and they cannot wait to put it behind the paywall, Top Rank is the only one.
Yeah. Top Rank, they give us a lot of good cards for free. They really do.
They are the only one.
Yeah.
They do.
They rarely do. They rarely do any pay-per-views. Probably like really big fights, only pay-per-views.
What do you just do it through an app sometimes when it goes on ESPN PM Plus when it's those fights? It's just like the equivalent of paying it on phone. So there is
you can even watch them on TV too, a regular ESPN channel. Most of them. So
yeah, most of them. But then things like Bud fights, it was on ESPN Plus. So you do have stuff that you still have to subscribe to an app. Not all of the fights are on ESPN.
Oh, so they are kind of behind a partial paywall in the first place.
Some are on ESPN Plus, but some are on both ESPN and ESPN Plus. So.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to just go to the app to watch them. Sometimes.
And sometimes, So it depends, but yeah, they are good like that though in general. But yeah, so it's still a partial paywall in certain of the fights, Lee. So
I think when Beterbiev fought Joe Smith, that was on both ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Yeah, both ESPN and ESPN Plus, and Sky Sports for us. So it depends. You can see it all across the board. Where you know what I mean. I just have a problem with the prices that if you're gonna have everything on PPV over in the States like that, Al Heyman, you ain't learnt your lesson. Well, at least fucking give them a PPV worthy card, or And even if you are trying to rip off your people, fucking lower the price.
So how did the Judgment Day card go down in the US? Because did his own release numbers? Because with
that's a
that
good
being
question. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, because with that being thought, it will be interesting to see. Because if it worked out positively, I mean, to be honest, I see why they do it. You know, because I've been in situations where, you know, you can increase the price, and the drop off in customers, you still end up making more money.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you lose 10% of your customers, but you've increased your price 20%, you're still making more money.
Yeah. And it's. I mean, I think the Saudis don't even make money that much from these cards so
That's
far.
not their aim. That is not their aim. I think when people were talking about how the Fury and Garnu pay-per-view flopped, and that wasn't their aim. They were happy with that because everybody was talking about that fight. Non-boxing people were talking about that fight at work. People that are only interested in MMA, and you know, they. I asked them the other day, like, did they know there was an undisputed fight? They had no idea, but they knew that Joshua was fighting Ngannou. They're more MMA than the younger ones, and all they were talking about it, and it was, you know, non-boxing people were talking about it, and that's exactly what Saudi wanted. You know, people talking about the sporting events that are happening in their country, rather than other things, and that's the whole point of it all. So I think they were more than happy with it. You know, in
their game, that's what they want to promote. That they've got 250 active boxing gyms now in Saudi Arabia. They're even allowing alcohol to be sold at the fights.
Oh, that's lovely.
Now for non-Saudi people though. If you're from Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabian what's the word? Saudi Arabian resident and or native, you won't be able to purchase alcohol. But for us, mere mortals, give it to them. They're trying to make it enticable, like, because that's a bit of the common complaints. Oh, you can't drink there. So they're now, you know, they're doing their little rollout to entice more Westerners. I don't know if that's a good thing. Don't know if it's a bad thing, but it's a thing. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. I think they're just doing. I think eventually they are going to want returns on their fight cards. They can't just be thrown away money all day long. But you never know. I don't know what these people are living off. Their interests. They're not even spending their money anyway. But I mean, I would think there was some kind of business plan, meaning this is just some high level promo. We'll waste some money, or we're prepared to lose money to gain people in long term wise. You never know. So I don't know.
think it's gaining people. I think it's more perception. So rather than talking about other things, people are talking about all the great sporting events that are happening. So rather than talking about their opinions on certain topics that isn't worth mentioning because of algorithms and stuff, it's just more, you're just more talking about the Formula One and the golf and the tennis and the wrestling and the MMA and the boxing.
Yeah.
And that's what you start to associate Saudi Arabia with, rather than human rights abuses, or treatment of women and stuff like this. Yeah, so it's just blatant sports washing. And I think even the king said, you know, if it increases our GDP by 1%, so I don't care. Like, yeah, I'll you know, I will sports wash. He said, I don't care if people see it as sports washing. If the aim works, if it works, if I get 1% more out of this,
then
there you go.
I don't need to save money. I want to put on good fights. So that was a good fight for the zone.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys might disagree with me, but I'm kind of intrigued by that Rolly Cruz fight.
Yeah, it's intriguing because they're both. Rolly's a dickhead, and
I mean, they're both limited, so
Cruz,
you know.
Yeah, I mean, but is it PPV worthy? Hell no.
No, it's not. No, absolutely not. I mean, I'm saying just the fight intrigues me. I'm just because they're both limited. So that honestly, the aesthetic could produce a good match.
Yeah.
Really, so.
It's either Cruz getting knocked out or
I don't think he goes the distance though. I'll say that. So somebody might get stopped, but who knows? Their awkwardness might end up going the distance. Who knows?
Strange one.
Isaac has got a hard ass head. So
yeah, think about that one. And you see, I don't even care about predicting on it because it's just.
I want Isaac to win though. So I'll say that.
They're both twats.
I mean, well, only because Rolly shouldn't be champion. I'd be just, and honestly, I do enjoy watching Isaac. He's a fun little fighter to watch, even though he's a duck. Even though he's a duck, so
duck, man, he's
yeah.
And then come out yesterday talking about everybody's ducked me.
Nobody
what? Like me, so I'm yeah. So I don't care about none of them.
Never mind. I don't care who wins then.
Yeah, he ducked everybody. And he's talking about people's ducked him.
He ducked Shakur, ducked Ryan.
Ducked Ryan, he ducked who was the other? He's ducked 3 people in a
The
row.
WBC ordered him to fight Shakur and he turned it down. So he walked away from that. So yeah.
It's a lot. Like I'm just not in it. So I couldn't care less out of them 2 numpties. They're idiots. They both are idiots. More idiots than oh god. What I'm watching so far of what these boxers are, I'm just like, God, is this what's happening with you lads over there? You lot just chat shit. But I am looking forward to Dan Aziz and Joshua Buat.
Yep.
That's going to be a good one.
I was actually really considering going to that one, but I got to work.
What is this Saturday, right?
Yes.
Jen, you going live for that?
I probably am, to be fair. I probably am. I should do. Yeah, I will.
Let me know if you do. So.
Yeah, I probably will actually. This is.
Who you got for that one, Shem?
Huh?
Who you got for that one?
I've got Joshua Buatsi slightly edging it. Points decision.
I'm going for Dan Aziz shock.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be nice.
I think his style will be. His style's more fan friendly. I think that Buatsi is going to be underestimating him a bit.
Y'all think he was injured?
I don't know.
Yes, I do. I mean, if he wasn't, I think he was doing that to help the promoter out.
Yeah,
because more ticket sales in the bigger venue that they was in, because they're now in a smaller venue now.
Yeah, they're in a smaller. They downsize. No, I've still got. I want Aziz to win, but I've got with the style. I've got Buatsi. Unfortunately, it's in that one. It's not going to be. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be. I think what Buatsi is going to underestimate. Thinking that he could maybe stop Dan, but I think it's just going to be a points decision. That's just my prediction. I don't do too bad at the predictions, so I'll stick to it. I'll stick to this one. I think I'm going for Joshua Buatsi, but I would love Dan Aziz to win, but I just don't think this stuff. I think Dan Aziz is even though fucking Joshua Buatsi is just so underwhelming and so he's just, don't get it twisted, he's just been so disappointing. If I could put my wow.
If he loses again, the curse of leaving Eddie strikes again. So.
Yeah, I think he always just gets the win, don't he? He does. He may not be impressive, but I just don't think he stops Dan Aziz. But it would be crazy if there was a stoppage either way. But yeah, I just feel that he's just a slightly more polished fighter, and I think he now wants to. He's realised he's fucked up. But Dan Aziz is going to be a hungry man, thinking I've done everything the right way. The English, British, Commonwealth, European, whatever. So it's going to be the battle of will. So that's why it's a great fight. But yeah, I've got Buatsi. But I would like Aziz to win. I just don't think he does. Who do you think, AJ?
Same. I got Joshua taking it, edging it, but I want Dan to win. Seems like a good guy, you know. So
yeah.
I just prefer his style. I just enjoy watching it, watching him fight.
Yeah, I like watching Dan Aziz. I don't really. I used to didn't mind watching Joshua Boazzi. I didn't used to mind, but over the last few fights,
he's changed now, hasn't he?
Wait, but before he was knocking everybody out before, but that's not the case now. So it seems ever since the Craig Richards fight, he just hit a wall or something.
Even before that, he did stop the. But I mean, he just didn't look as impressive. I don't know. I don't know what's happened to him. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah. So maybe Leon's prediction could come true if he continues to be. But I just think he's going to have too much of an ego. They're friends, sparring partners. They know each other inside out.
I'll tell you what. I mean,
one's Olympic, one's European.
I just think it's difficult. I mean, I've been in positions where this was years ago, just with football.
Yeah.
When you come across somebody that you were so much better than years ago,
yeah,
and then people say to you like, he's not the same player anymore. You know, I mean, there's one keeper, and I was like, oh, don't worry about him. I'll just bang the goals in. And my friend was like, no, he's good. He's a good keeper now. Yeah. He's not that. Like I'll forget. And we still won, but I never got any goals. And I was about 1-on-1 with him about 4 times, and I just saved them all. And it was just, I just underestimated him. I just thought I couldn't. And then by the time, you know, then you start trying too hard, then it just doesn't. You know, if you don't, I just find that's why I'm just hoping. That's what I'm seeing is happening. That if you've been getting there with somebody, it's difficult to see that you can get caught out a bit.
True, and also, in saying that as well, Boazzi ain't been active, and Aziz has.
Yep, that's true.
It's Boazzi's had 1.
And when did they last spar as well?
I'm not sure. I don't know at all.
So, I mean, the spars have been a couple of years ago. That's what I mean. A lot can happen.
I don't know if it was that far back. Could be, but what I know is that they're. I don't know if it was that far back, but they've done a lot of rounds. It's not like, you know, sometimes that you spar like 10 rounds and then you ain't sparred them ever again. They've done consistent rounds, and they're friends. So they've come up together. So just 2 different routes. One obviously went to Olympics and medalled as, what did Boazzi medal?
Have you ever seen sparring, Shan?
Bronze, huh?
Have you ever seen sparring?
Have I seen sparring? No, not in real life.
It is a really interesting and weird dynamic.
Is it?
Because in sparring, you go in there to help each other.
Yeah.
So you kind of go in and it's like you're doing each other a favor.
Yeah.
So you're not hostile towards each other. But then you get in the ring and then you start to be hostile.
Unless that's what's needed for the type of fight that you're going to fight while you're sparring for. They usually call you in to spar for the, we need someone that's offensively aggressive, or we need someone that's more defensively sound, because we need our fighter to be able to exploit a fighter that's defensively, because that's who he's going to fight. Or we need this fighter to come in and just be guns blazing, or we need to work on this fighter's footwork. So we need so it's not always fun and games. It's not always just meaning it's light and like jovial. It's not always. Sometimes sparring can be tough to.
No, what I was saying was not that. Like it's you kind of like you're helping each other out because in that sense, someone's getting paid, so they're kind of helpful to be getting some work. And if someone's getting help, do you get what I mean? So they're kind of helping each other out, but then you get in the ring, and then there's just violence.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it will go in and like you'll see it like what you punching like that, yeah? You know, you see little things. It's really interesting. No, and then you know, then they'll go back to the coaches, and it's a bit more civilized in the sense of the coach would be like, all right, can you tell him to watch the low blows? Do you know what I mean? We're here for sparring, not. It's a really interesting dynamic, like watching the.
Yeah, I'd have to
watching
see.
the atmospheres. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Oh, y'all ready? Y'all ready for this?
Them two have
What have we got, AJ? What have we got?
Oh, no, I just looked up the inactivity. Okay, so last year 2023, Joshua Buatsi, one fight. 2022, Joshua Buatsi, one fight.
Yeah,
2023, Dan Aziz, 2 fights. 2022, Dan Aziz, 3 fights.
Yeah, he's been active. So really, my ethos is like, if you're an active fighter, usually that one wins.
Damn, this might be even, man.
But I know, and every time I've gone for an inactive fighter, they've lost.
Yeah, look at Deontay Wilder and Spence.
Yeah, for the most, that's what. Yeah, I never went with Spence, but yeah.
I mean, but Wilder more so. It's like that was Joseph Parker's 4th fight that year.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? See, and I said, "Oh, Wilder might, get it." No.
I mean, and even though like the competition he fought wasn't, top shelf. I mean, it's like that served him well because look what happened in the Wilder fight.
Yeah.
Getting all the rounds in, those early KOs, yeah, man. And Wilder he had fought like more than a year, so it's like shit.
Oh, God, yeah, that's that. Like I said, see what I'm saying. So maybe, God, I'm gonna have to look at some tape and go again and see because, yeah, I mean, Dan's been active and oh God, yeah. Is it silly to go with Joshua Buatsi? But is it silly to go with Joshua Buatsi then?
No, not at all. I mean, just based on the styles and like the,
I know, but he hasn't.
No, he hasn't fought. He hasn't fought. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it kind of like maybe it might give Dan a slight edge now that he's been more active.
But I mean, the only thing is, Buatsi has still fought better opposition.
Competition, yeah. So that kind of maybe evens it out a bit.
He has. I'm afraid he has. I know, yeah, that might.
Contrary to what Buatsi's saying, Dan Aziz is the away fighter. So he's not going to get consideration from the judges.
No, he won't. Yeah, he'll have to make this decisive or stop Buatsi.
Who is the Aziz on? Is he signed to a promo? Who's he on?
For this fight, he's probably got options. If he wins, he'll be with Sky probably, but he's not a Sky fighter.
Is he a free agent then?
I don't know.
Might be.
Because he used to fight MTK cards, didn't he? That was what he was saying, isn't he? He couldn't get any of the major promoters to sign him.
Yeah, he ain't with no one.
Yeah.
He ain't with no one. He ain't.
And it's billed as Buatsi Aziz, where Aziz is the one with the titles.
Yeah. He's the one with the titles, yeah. He's got the the European.
Are they fighting for those?
Ain't he fighting for
they're on the line. They're fighting for Aziz's titles, but Aziz is second on the bill.
Okay. Yeah.
Aziz.
It's the European title. Is it also the common? What else is it? It's the European, Commonwealth. Is it Commonwealth, European, and there's ain't Aziz got 3 titles that are.
So he's got the British Commonwealth and European.
British as well, and the British he's got outright.
Yeah. The British Commonwealth and European. He's got those.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Buatsi can clean them all. I don't know. Buatsi, you should be quiet about he's not the house fighter. You just landed there. Just be quiet. You just landed on. This is what I'm saying. These fighters she's talking the most. You just made a shit decision by ducking Bivol anyway, and then you went stop. Yeah, you need to stop, Buatsi. You're gassed up. This is what sometimes when fighters are feeling themselves a bit too much. You get a fall from grace. They get some, you know what I mean? They get.
Are people leaving? Well, I heard people were leaving his last fight.
Huh?
I heard people left. People were leaving.
They did.
His last fight.
Mad boring. People got up halfway through, said, "Yeah, I'm out." You know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. So we shall see. Yeah, I will probably go live. Just make sure my app is.
I mean, those poor people, those poor 11 people that went, man. I feel bad for them.
It just, yeah, it was like, if you don't go now, we'll fall asleep here on the bleachers. So, get home now.
Yeah, 9 left, and then there was only 2 left in the audience. So
bad, very bad. And then, you know, talk about, you know, it's horrible. You didn't have visibility there either. Everybody left. Didn't mind you being invisible for us. But hey, all right, guys, we're going to shut it down. It's 2 hours. And yeah, I want to go to bed. It's 23:41 in the UK. I want to thank AJ all day. I want to thank Fight Fan Figures for joining me on the weekly wrap up.
Been fun.
Thank you, Chan.
Sorry. Thanks for joining me, Fight Fan Figures and AJ all day. Love to you both all day and twice on the motherfucking Sunday. You know how we do. Yeah. So I'll sign off, will I?
All righty.
All right. Thank you, Leon, for joining. And
All right,
AJ,
get your rest. Feel better, Leon. That was a pleasure, sir. Good to have you back, man. Once again.
Yeah. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, AJ. See you next time.
See you guys later.
All right, y'all.
Fight Fan Figures is left the Buddhism. AJ all day is left the Buddhism. So we're here to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, guys. You know me. That's what I stand for. You know, let's run the queue. You can't handle the truth. I don't know where it is. Where did you go? There you go.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Also, if you'd like to join the Shanaholics for members only, I do got to do a members only live. Please, like, I'll get there. I'm gonna get to it. Sorry, it's been a bit backwards at the minute. I had to cancel even fucking Regis Prograde's trainer, Julian Chua, for being not too well, but it's understandable. So don't worry, we'll have that on members only. So join the Shanaholics. That's right, knowledge is work.
Knowledge is key.
Say it for Guan, you know, say it for Guan.
So if it Guan, not for that here, nothing because nothing not got Guan. Lock off your eyes, cost me, make you come.
Them the like, we would have like them.
Them not like me, some me not like them. Man, I figure set this straight and clarify. Put fire upon a pagan, aim for the cranium. Turn off the news, there's a bag of lies. Worst raised man, wanna inform up, bun Babylon and every one of them dirty guys. And if they wanna go around the order, I guarantee somebody's dropping flight.
We're gonna need Canelo to like fix up and look sharp, mate. Yeah, come on. You are the cash cow. Yeah, people do want a payday, but you got to play. You got to fucking people have got to pay to play with you, Canelo. You got this. You got all the belts, and they're trying to keep their rankings and paying sanctioning fees. Come on,
Payday. You want payday? I know that.
Recuerda, mi gente del boxeo, mi gente del mundo. Estoy lista para ti, para todos, siempre. Ya tú sabes.
Listos para los chingazos. Listos para los chingazos.
Caleb Plant. Anyway, I am that bitch. Always will be that bitch. You know, I filled out the application and I got the job. Deny. I am indeed the female Sringali.
It's hype, you suck at life, you don't want a round three. Worship the queen and your mic to pass. Keep it real, these chicks couldn't wipe my anyway, now let's go get Bulgari. I am the ultimate Bengali. These chickens can't even spell that. You hoes fucking repel that.
So, anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. I guess I'll see you on Saturday. This Nicki Minaj is not having the best week, isn't she? Feuding with Meg Thee Stallion and all this. Oh, God. Can't we just all get along? Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's Leah the Shamrat, none less. Come box with Shan. Thank you guys for joining me on the weekly wrap-up Shiggity Show. Kyan! Lady Shan and Fight Firm Figures. I've left the booties in. Kyan! Leah the Shan!
Fight!